our DNA interpreter?
No, I'm not.
Yes, Your Honor.
Something down for you?
Let me get the right file here. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Lorenzo Aguilera?
jail. What's the status on Mr. Johnson?
Being brought down from housing?
So he still has not been brought down.
Yeah.
Okay. We're working on it, Mr. Holgate, and I'll let you know when we've got him down there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Aguilera, I've got a couple of things here for you. Do you have copies of either warrant? I don't have them. Aguilera,
Yes.
I'm just inquiring about some paperwork, so.
Okay.
You want to go take Wacko to Sierra right now? I'll go.
Mr. Aguilera, I
Yes,
have
sir.
warrants here. One from Sarita and one from Pima County Justice Court. Both of them charging you with theft or shoplifting, and both with failures to appear.
I thought I had solved them when I was here the last time, ma'am.
Apparently not. The question is, how can I be sure that you stay out of trouble and show up in court?
I give you my word, ma'am. I'm actually planning on going to see if I can do a detox or rehab here. Tired of this already, ma'am. You just give me one more chance.
I'm going to give you 2 court dates, 1 more chance. You need to be in Sahuarita Municipal Court on June 24th at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
No contact with the alleged victims, don't return to the incident location, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
And 8:30 tomorrow morning?
No, June 24th.
Okay, just take it, all right. Okay.
In the meantime, you also need to do substance abuse assessment and begin recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a different court date for Pima County Justice Court. And that's going to be June the 11th at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Now, as you leave the jail, you'll see I think it's a blue line directing you to a place called Transition Center.
Okay.
I'd suggest you go there, see what they can do to assist you in terms of assisting you with locating treatment options and temporary housing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? Thank you, Mr.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. They'll give me my court date. My papers work.
You'll get it on your paperwork.
Thank you.
Go sit back and study.
And you'll see all that it transferred from Sahuarita.
All right. Hold on.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Jennifer Hay.
Ms. Hay. And citations charging you with possession of paraphernalia and trespass. How can I be sure that you're not going to go back to any Circle K and that you're going to take care of your substance abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you do that? Will you show up in court if I give you a court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to give you another chance. Your next court date is going to be June the 11th at 8:30 in the morning. In the Pima County Justice Court, you're not to go back to any Circle K, including the parking lots and the areas behind the stores. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to see about getting a substance abuse assessment and beginning a recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Haig.
Cute.
We'll set up for a quick question. Hey,
Good evening. I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir.
Ryan King.
Mr. King, I ask that you consider charging with criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia. Looks like the concern is that you have been told not to return to the University of Arizona.
That would be correct.
And what can we do to ensure you do not return?
I was planning on going to a homeless shelter. I like the peaceful atmosphere. That was my plan.
So if I release you, are you going to, number one, stay away from the University of Arizona campus? Number two, no more alcohol or illegal drugs, and check into getting substance abuse treatment.
Yes.
All right, I'll give you another chance on that. Court date's June the 11th at 8:30. You don't go back to within 2 blocks of any of the University of Arizona campus buildings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on. Except at the medical centers for medical treatment. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
close it down, Michael.
Your Honor, this is Johnson.
I figured that. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Good evening. Yeah, there. And she faint in the one. Edward Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. I have a citation charging you with criminal looting or littering or polluting on April the 18th of this
Mr.
year.
Johnson. Nils la kwe adole hat ishi no hinni so no se zeda za hat ishi no hinni so di se pizza ta yo kasa ta kede etbe nikizis hot eben yena hinti Your Honor, I could not hear. Mr. Johnson, begin den tranche di bench sig. Oh. He understands, Your Honor.
Your next court date on this matter is going to be the 18th of July at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Nadi das golte go nanahot. Adi hanadi das edi se pizza ta yo kasko July bi. Benigo nast ede ol kiso. Yeah. Oh.
That will be in
Yes.
that will be in the Tucson City Court. I'm going to appoint
Tucson. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Tucson City Court.
I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you because you do have a parole hold.
Latte agadit ahe atan dilkes aje golte de bishaz ande bini nage asen tingo nashin il sodla. Yeah. Oh. Yes.
You're not to go back to 1795 West Valencia.
Le 1795 West Valencia. Ahol jeden spahozen ya.
It is Lincoln.
Do kondi tasta. Ado ajna nan spahozen. Oh. Yes.
If you are still in custody, the Public Defender's Office will handle the matter on that date. If you're out of custody, you need to appear.
Ache ya agent ot khao. awal ya senta e ya hati public defender liege ishin kado was. Nana ne ligo e ya ha. Ba hazno na so sin chi to lis ya hati na liki pikao. Hot e ya.
So, Tucson, Peggy, on that, extra reservation and, up north.
Yes, I understand. But I do not have an address here in Tucson, only on the reservation.
That's
Oh,
fine.
so,
You just need to make your court date if you're out of custody. You do have a parole hold, so you may be in the custody of the Department of Corrections at that time.
Dig at a yaha asin tin gibin nashi. Ada zi kwent o tato le. Yo kwent o ne lo a yaha. Kohoti nas do nidi bin yaha di nas. Again, shalle.
so, I
Yes.
should have that, I should
Yes.
have that certificate. Other ones,
They will probably keep me in custody until the appointed date.
That may be the case. I don't know for sure. But that's why you have an attorney on
What
that.
issue that? Ashitas ifot edo le shedo just bahas and that pund agadit ashe yaha aske de ni so less.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Ashe and don't ni.
so.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holgate.
He's appreciative. Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor.
Good.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shahid, and you are
Jessica Quillen.
Ms. Quillen. I have 3 warrants here for you out of Pima County Justice Court. Charges from December 27th of 2023 for shoplifting, failing to appear on March the 28th of 2024, and the warrant was issued on March 19th of 2025, so you probably had a court date around then as well. Charges from July 5th of 2024 for shoplifting and criminal trespass. And again, the warrant issued on or about March the 19th, so there was likely to be a court date that you missed about that time. And charges from July 22nd of 2024 for shoplifting, same warrant date. I'm going to appoint Christian Salter to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $50 cash bond. Next court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the Pima County Justice Court. You're not to return to any of those incident locations. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. May I say one thing?
What was that?
I said yes, ma'am. May I say one thing?
If you wish, but understand you also have a superior court warrant. So even if I release you, you're not going anywhere.
I understand.
Thank you, Ms. Quillen.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is the interpreter. My excuse.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, Quillen was interesting. It copied from the first file to the second file. And then I changed one thing. And then it didn't copy from the second to the third. Yeah. Not your fault. I'm just keeping you posted on what they're doing. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Andrew Stafford.
Mr. Stafford. I have quite a stack of things here for you. We'll start with new charges out of Pima County Justice Court for criminal trespass alleged occurred earlier today. Your next court date on these is going to be June the 11th at 8:30 in the morning. You're not returned to the incident location. You have to go within 2 blocks of the incident location on Fraser. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Then I have a stack here of files out of Tucson City Court. I have charges from December 10th, or excuse me, February 10th of last year. 3 counts of shoplifting or theft. Looks like you were last in custody on these on January 23rd of this year. You were given a court date February the 20th and failed to appear. Charges from April the 8th of 2022. Possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription-only drugs, along with failures to appear on April the 21st of 2022. And again, you were supposed to be in court on February on those charges. Charges for possession of paraphernalia on December 15th of 2022, failing to appear on January 6th of 2023. And again, you were supposed to be in Tucson City Court in February of this year. We also have charges from August 12th of 2023 for possession of paraphernalia and obstruction. And again, failing on January 23rd. given your failure to appear history, you're going to be held on a $250 bond. If you post the bond, your court date's July the 7th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. In Tucson City Court, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with victims, and you don't go back to the incident locations. If you've not posted the bond, you'll be seen on video on June the 10th at about 1:45. Thank you, Mr. Stafford.
Crawford, Michael.
Right, yo. Take a seat.
Crawford.
Take a seat.
Go for it.
Wow. Take a seat.
Shoot the fuck out.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Michael Crawford.
Mr. Crawford. I have several things here for you. I have a petition to revoke probation, alleging that you failed to attend court hearings and you picked up a new case.
Oh,
This petition is dated February of this year. I also have numerous other files. Charges from today for criminal trespass at the 7-Eleven. Charges from February the 12th for criminal trespass at Circle K on 22nd Street. Failing to appear in court on February 25th. Criminal trespass on March the 13th, the 31st. Also, okay, and failing to appear in court. Charges from April 29th. At the Circle K, failing to appear in court. Trespass on May the 5th, 1134 South Park, failing to appear in court. Criminal trespass on May the 7th.
See how they're all just criminal trespassing?
Failure to appear. Pardon me?
I've said, don't you see how they're just all criminal trespassing? I didn't offend nobody. I didn't hurt no one. I didn't use weapons. I didn't steal.
I suggest you shouldn't say anything.
It's my property.
All right. The next court date on these is going to be June the 9th at 1:45. City Public Defender's Office is reappointed to represent you. The bond is $500. No alcohol, illegal drugs. You're not to go to any Circle K stores, any 7-Eleven, any Village Inns, or to 1134 South Park. Thank you, Mr. Crawford.
Bill,
Okay, come on. Crawford, stand up. Crawford, come on.
get on your feet. Go. Shoot. Fucking stop! Are you gonna fucking walk? Walk!
That was crazy. Hmm? I try, you know that. Such a no-brainer miss for everybody. Good evening. I just say that you, sir, are
Derek Goldsmith.
Mr. Goldsmith.
Yes, ma'am.
A citation charging you with domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred earlier today in the vicinity of your residence.
Well, I tried to put somebody out the house, And they
You
said
really
it
don't,
couldn't
you,
go.
re- you really don't want to talk about facts of the case.
Okay.
Right? Your next court date on these matters is going to be July the 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Standard conditions of release. You remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. You violate no laws. You appear at all court dates.
Said July the 8th.
That's correct. Additional conditions of release, no contact with Ms. Webster. You don't go near her residence.
I got a question.
Okay.
So, what can y'all do about the house? Cause I'm paying the rent and all that. Like everything is getting taken care of under me. So, would y'all be able to like make her leave the residence while I'm paying my notes?
No, you may not make her leave. If she voluntarily leaves, then you can go back to the residence. If the landlord kicks her out, then you can go back. Other than that, you do not go back there except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I was just asking because I talked to the leasing manager about that situation. So
Well,
I just
if the leasing manager does something, they do something, but you can't do anything. Do you understand that?
yes, ma'am. I was just letting you know I had to talk with the leasing manager about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Goldsmith.
No.
Good evening. I'm Judge Fade, and you are
Samantha Hollinger.
Liz Hollinger. I've got some files here for you. Nothing new, but I have charges from February the 6th of last year for shoplifting at 3925 East Grant. Looks like you were supposed to appear on March the 4th. You didn't appear. You were in custody on May 21st of last year. So a little over a year ago, you were released and given a court date of June the 20th, and you didn't appear then either. Charges for trespass on March the 20th of last year, 6385 East Golf Links. Failing to appear on April the 2nd, and then again on June the 20th after pretrial services released you last year. And charges for criminal trespass at 1425 West Grant. These you are alleged to have occurred on or about August the 2nd of last year. I don't know why they didn't pick you up on the warrants then, but they didn't. And then you didn't appear on August the 15th. So you've had 4 court dates and you haven't appeared at any of them.
Oh,
You show up.
I will be there no matter what.
I will give you one more chance to appear voluntarily. But my guess is if you don't show up this time, then next time you might be spending some more time in jail. Do you understand that?
Understood.
Right? No alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to 3925 East Grant, 6385 East Golf Links, or 1425 West Grant. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Issue that you're in Tucson City Court on July the 2nd at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, thank you.
Take a seat down with the other females. Go take a seat.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Louis Patterson.
Mr. Patterson. Citation charging you with domestic violence assault, alleged occurred earlier today. Your next court date on this matter is going to be July the 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also not to violate any laws or leave the state of Arizona. You're not to make contact with Ms. Quintero. You're not to go back to her residence except once with law enforcement to get any personal belongings you may have there. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson.
Thank you.
Take her on down.
No, no. No, no, you can.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Zachary Burdett?
Mr. Burdett. I have warrants here out of Sarita, charged from some time last year for 2 counts of interfering with a mechanism, failing to appear in court. You do have a DOC hold at this time. We'll appoint Joseph Ezzo to represent you on this. Your next court date will be on June the 3rd at 3 o'clock. Bond will be $500. Suggest you not discuss that matter with anyone except your attorney. I also have charges out of Tucson City Court. Criminal trespass on May 29th of last year, along with failures to appear, including earlier this week.
Okay. Are you guys line up? Hey, line up. Line up.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I re-release some of my promises?
You've got a DOC hold, so no. We also have charges from August the 4th of last year, again, with failures to appear.
Judge, I apologize about interjecting, but the jail is telling me it does not have a DOC hold, so I was just asked to communicate that message.
Right, pretrial services indicated that he did. Let me look at that again. No, actually my error.
Oh, yeah.
Given your failure to appear history, though, I am not going to release you on these matters. Your next court date on these is going to be June the 9th at 1:45. Bond is $250. You're not to back to 220 North 4th or 7150 East Broadway. Thank you, Mr. Burdett.
Am I released?
No,
Have a bond?
because of your failure to appear history. Thank you.
Four.
And Your Honor, we have multiple defendants in the courtroom now.
Thank you for letting me know.
Of course.
Hello. Hello. I'm going to address this to everyone who's in the courtroom right now. I'm Judge Shayat. This is the time set for initial appearances. This is the time for you to be formally advised of charges against you for immediate condition of release in your next court date. It is not the time to talk about facts of cases or ask that charges be dismissed. Conditions of release will always include that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates, that you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. There may be additional conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. Again, it is not the time to talk about facts of the case, and I'd suggest that other than in the course of treatment or assessments, that you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney, and then only when there are no other witnesses present. And you are?
Amanda Fuller.
Did counsel wish to waive reading in this matter?
Sure, Judge.
Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date for June the 9th, at 1:30 in the afternoon. And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, please, Judge. So, the court's probably looked at the pretrial report already. This is a refile, Judge. Ms. Fuller did not pick up any new charges after the case was dismissed. She reports to me she contacted pretrial services after her release the first time around in May of last year. She's lived in Tucson 37 years, Judge. The victims were contacted. They do not object to release. She reports to me that a DCS investigation was started and is now closed. Your Honor, given a complete lack of criminal history, we are asking that the court consider giving Ms. Fuller one more chance on pretrial services and releasing her to their supervision. Thank you.
Arraignment date's June the 9th at 1:30. I am going to give you an opportunity to be released on pretrial services. Conditions: no alcohol or illegal drugs, no driving without a valid license, no contact with the alleged victim without another sober adult present, substance abuse and behavioral health assessments and recommended treatment.
Okay, and I've done those.
Okay. Well, provide those to your attorney. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Being released.
Thank you.
I can't see. I can't see what time it is. It's like nothing. It's 8. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Good evening, and you, sir, are?
Gabriel Mindara.
Mr. Gandara, enter a complaint charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
Yes, Your Honor. Morgan Mahalik for the state. I would just amend our form to include immediate no contact.
And Your Honor, we are asking for the court to consider releasing Mr. Gandara to pretrial services supervision. Pretrial contacted the victim and she does not object to his release. She just doesn't want contact, and we have no objection to the court entering a no contact order. Your Honor, Mr. Gandara has no criminal history. This is a Class 6 felony. And Your Honor, there seems to be separate housing available. And I believe Mr. Gandara does not reside with the victim in this matter. For all those reasons, Judge, we ask you to consider releasing Mr. Gandara to pretrial services. Thank you.
Jail, do you know if behavioral health staff has had an opportunity to evaluate Mr. Gandara yet?
It's a question for pretrial services and the mental health unit if they evaluated him.
Not yet.
Oh.
Share that with us.
Oh, okay.
And Judge, there's more information I can provide the court. I believe Mr. Gandara told pretrial services that his legal name has changed long ago. So he was asking pretrial services to change his name, but he.
Well, what happened was they were calling me by my last name first, Martinez, and then they started calling me Gabriel, which I didn't know they were going to do. So when they started calling Gabriel, I had to show.
No, that's not a problem. I understand that there is an AKA.
Yes, Judge. But I'm not sure if a mental health screening was done, Judge. I believe records doesn't have that information right now. Oh.
Tell us today.
Okay. They apparently records doesn't receive that, Judge.
All right. Preliminary hearing date is going to be June the 23rd at 1:30. Conditions of release will include monitoring and treatment is directed by pretrial services. We will start with the fact that you are going to be transported from the jail to the CRC. And you need to comply with behavioral health assessment and any recommendations or treatment. There's to be no firearms in your residence or vehicles. You're not to have contact with Gwyneth. You're not to go back to her residence or workplace. Do you have any personal belongings at her residence?
Yeah, everything.
Then you can go back once with law enforcement to obtain your personal belongings. All right. Thank you. And again, other than in the course of the assessment, I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
You're being released. And Judge, this was released to pretrial services, I'm guessing.
With the stipulation that he is transferred to CRC as opposed to a direct release, yes.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Gary Hadwin.
and jail has adult probation placed a hold.
The felony probation. He's on probation, so have they sent over the whole rest? Only Tucson City. Not yet, Judge. Just the city court order.
You have an interim complaint charging with aggravated criminal damage, alleged to have occurred yesterday. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and if either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
Nothing additional from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, please, Judge. Thank you. So as the court noted, we checked with the jail and there is no probation hold. We understand he may have a probation hold from city court. But given that this is a class 6 felony, Judge, we would ask the court to consider giving him a chance. But if the court's not inclined, I did talk to Mr. Hadwin before court. He tells me he cannot afford to pay any bond at the moment. So I will be asking for pretrial release and won't be making a bond recommendation. Thank you, Judge.
Anything further from the state?
Nothing additional, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be June the 11th at 1:30. Bond will be $2,500. No contact with the alleged victims. You're not to return within 2 blocks of the incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs. I also have probation revocation warrant out of Tucson City Court. Charges go back to January of 2023. You were placed on a year probation. Told to provide certain things. Those were not done by the date ordered. An order to show cause was set. And you didn't appear on September 27th of 2023.
But I did go to court. So couldn't get the city pursuit. So
We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. If you post the bond, probation revocation hearing date will be June 16th at 9:30. If you haven't posted the bond, video review is set for June the 10th. Your attorney may choose to move that. Bond is $750. No driving without a license, no alcohol. Thank you.
Good dinner.
There are
Isaac and Dina.
Mr. Medina, criminal complaint charging you with possession of paraphernalia and disorderly conduct with a weapon.
No, okay.
We'll appoint the defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard on condition?
No, Your Honor, the state is asking for the bonds we requested due to the criminal history and the failure to appear history.
Judge, I actually need to be heard on probable cause. I understand the charge is disorderly conduct with a weapon. I didn't see any statute that contemplates disorderly conduct with a simulated deadly weapon, which is the case here. Your Honor, there would be probable cause for aggravated assault with a simulated deadly weapon if there was evidence of pointing. But I think the facts are clear that it was just an issue. It was just a waving of the gun above his own head. But I see an objective observer can be petrified given the conduct. But Judge, because there is no disorderly conduct with the simulated deadly weapon, I'm asking the court not to find probable cause on that count.
Anything from the state on that issue?
Yes, Your Honor, if I may just have one moment.
You may.
And Your Honor, disorderly conduct requires that there just be a disturbance of the peace. And with the allegation of a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, I believe that it is completely satisfied here when the victim saw the defendant waving the gun above his head and was in fear for his life, believing that it was a real gun. So I believe disorderly conduct with a deadly weapon is absolutely, probable cause is absolutely breached by those terms.
But it's not a deadly weapon.
But he had reason to believe that it was a deadly weapon.
But it's not.
Probable cause is still breached despite the fact that it was a simulated weapon. He believed that his life was in danger and disorderly conduct was still breached.
I absolutely agree with you that disorderly conduct, but the issue is, does it fall under A6 or A1?
Your Honor, I need a moment to pull up the statute, please.
Go right ahead.
Your Honor, unfortunately, I don't have the case law at hand. I fully believe that the statute is satisfied. If the court is not inclined to agree with the state, then we would still, I guess we wouldn't have any jurisdiction over a misdemeanor case at this point. And Your Honor, I would just like to note that case law does determine that a simulated weapon can cause the same fear and or trauma as a real one under ARS. So
There is no argument there. I agree. But again, how is that? A6 instead of A1.
Already. And Judge, even as to the paraphernalia charge, I know the PC statement states that it was a burned cut straw with black residue. Usually I've seen officers put in there that black residue was consistent with drug use. I think this one is on defense because the black residue could very well mean it was drug residue, but again, Judge, that's not something that's in the confirmed intent.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be June the 11th at 1:30. Bond is $500, very specifically on the paraphernalia charge, because I do feel there is clearly sufficient probable cause on that issue. I am noting there's some dispute argument that the disorderly conduct charge should have been charged as A1 and not A6, which is why I'm specifically providing the bond is on the paraphernalia charge. If you post the bond, you'll be sued for pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to Reed Park. No firearms or weapons, including simulated weapons and BB guns. Then I have charges out of Tucson City Court. Criminal trespass on April the 20th of this year. Failing to appear on May the 1st.
I did show up to city court to squash the warrant.
Last week. Yeah, but you didn't show up when you were supposed to be in court.
Yes, well, I'm homeless, so I don't have any like type of day keeping or anything like that. But I'm able to show up because now my mother's letting me stay with her.
Your next court date on this matter is going to be July the 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll be released on these charges. City Public Defender's Office will represent you at least as long as you're in custody on other matters. If you're out of custody on July the 18th, you need to appear. Again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Thank you, Mr. Medina. Hmm? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. It is. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
There's Morris.
Mr. Morris. I have interim complaint here charging possession of dangerous drug and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. It appears that you may be eligible to participate in a diversion program known as STEP, an assessment and treatment program that will require you to participate in treatment for a period of time, short period of time. If you successfully complete it, those charges would be dismissed without being formally charged. Did you want to see about participating in that program?
Yeah.
All right. Time waived for preliminary hearing, counsel?
Yes, please, Judge. And I believe the 45 days gets us to July the 16th.
The date I've got. All right. Your next court hearing is going to be June the 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court. Do you understand you need to be present at that time?
Yes.
No alcohol or illegal drugs. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial services, as well as comply with steps. Preliminary hearing date is July 16th at 1:30. I also have misdemeanor charges for domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. You'll be released on these charges with a court date of July 17th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Conditions of release will include no alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. you're not to have any contact with Shanita. You're not to go to her residence. You can go back with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. If she wants to have contact with you, she'll need to file a motion with Judge Cranshaw to get those conditions changed. You need to comply with steps in pretrial services, also with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Good evening, I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir, are?
Victor Pena?
I feel really long.
Wait a second. What?
Mosley's right there.
Mosley's right
Yeah.
there. Oh, we can't change the sequence. Judge,
That's fine.
we apologize. We changed the sequence on you without letting you know.
That's okay.
Do you?
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see him right there. That's why.
It's all good. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, I can figure it out when they tell me what they're doing. Mr. Pena, I have a variety of things here for you. Start with interim complaint, charges possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drug.
No probation hold yet, Mr. Pena.
We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Your Honor, this Morgan Mahalik for the state. While he is perhaps eligible for the STEPS program, I am requesting a $500 bond with pretrial services release, just due to the fact that he was on probation and the fact that he has a significant history of failing to appear at hearings.
And Judge, we're asking the court to consider giving Mr. Pena a chance on pretrial services release. Two reasons. There seems to be no probation hold. Tomorrow's Monday. It's forthcoming if he's held. Second thing, Your Honor, the quantities involved are less than a gram. It's 0.04 and 0.12. Mr. Pena reports to me that he will take advantage of smart court and go to the first smart dates if the court releases him. So we're asking for one chance on pretrial services release, Judge. Thank you.
Given his history, the fact that you have domestic violence probation,
On the felonies.
failure to comply,
Misdemeanor warrant.
Judge, I apologize. The jail is letting me know that Mr. Pena already got an initial appearance this morning, and they brought him up only because he had a misdemeanor warrant that he needed to be seen.
That was for South Tucson.
South Tucson case.
I went on Friday, but
we check.
I just signed an interim complaint, so I don't know. Actually, you said he was seen this morning?
Never mind, Judge, sorry.
Oh, no, Judge, we found this minutes, I guess. We're good.
I had a charge for an extra warrant, so that kind of threw me. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Sorry, Judge.
Arrested at 5:30 this morning and booked at 7. He probably was not seen this morning.
sorry about the complication.
Given the other issues, I am going to hold you on a $500 bond. There will be a smart court hearing on June the 10th. Preliminary hearing date is set for June the 11th. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And again, public defender's office is appointed to represent you. That's one of several things we have to deal with today. Then we have warrant for shoplifting, failing to provide a truthful name on April the 27th. Looks like a failure to appear perhaps on May the 9th.
Yeah, for South Tucson. I didn't know about it until I went to the Bosco Yaki to get my stuff.
The warrant was here.
Oh, okay.
We'll appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you on these charges. Hold you a $100 bond. But tomorrow at 1 o'clock, you don't go back to the store involved in this matter.
Okay.
And then we have new charges for shoplifting and criminal trespass, allegedly occurred earlier today. Again, we'll appoint Mr. Taylor to represent you on these charges. No additional bond, court date tomorrow. And then we have a petition to revoke probation out of Tucson City Court. Failure to comply, failures to appear on probation matter, domestic violence, disorderly conduct. Because there's no suspended jail time on this, I will not hold you on these at this time. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, though, because you are in custody. Once you're out of custody, they may withdraw. Your court date is July the 18th at 9. Again, no acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Thank you, Mr. Pena. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Joshua Mosley.
Mr. Mosley. I have a number of things here for you. I have interim complaint charging you with burglary, alleged occurred earlier today. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and if either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions.
Nothing in addition to the forms, Your Honor.
And Judge, I know the state's recommending pretrial services release on the drug case. It was just one pill in the interim complaint. I don't know if the state plans on dismissing it today, because I've typically seen state's motions to dismiss, but if the state's not willing to do that, we understand. We just asked the court to set a smart court date and a standard preliminary hearing date.
Right now, we're just talking about the burglary case. So,
Okay. So, Judge, on the burglary case, I know there seems to be some failure to appear history, but given that was a nonviolent property offense, we would ask the court to consider releasing him with pretrial services supervision. But if the court's not inclined, then just a minute. Thank you.
all right, on this matter, the bond is $500. Preliminary hearing date's June the 11th at 1:30. No alcohol or illegal drugs, not returned to the incident location. Behavioral health and substance abuse assessments and treatment is available in custody or is directed by pretrial services if you're out of custody. Then we have possession of dangerous drugs, possession of paraphernalia. Again, public defender's office is appointed to represent you. Preliminary hearing date again will be June the 11th. On this matter, you'll be released to the third party custody of pretrial services. We'll also set smart court hearing for June the 10th at 9. I have misdemeanor files. I have charged for possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription only drugs on June the 16th of last year, failing to appear in court on June the 27th. Possession of paraphernalia on June the 23rd of last year. Failure to appear. Fraudulent use of a credit card and possession of paraphernalia on or about July 31st of last year. Failure to appear. Will appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges because of the other holds. Your next court date will be July the 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Tucson City Court. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. If you're still in custody, then the Public Defender's Office, City Public Defender will appear on your behalf. Again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to participate in substance abuse assessment and treatment. Do you understand that, Mr. Mosley?
Mr. Mosley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You have 2 cases. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, slow down. They can see where you're at.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Megan Williams?
Ms. Willingham. In a complaint charging you with promoting prison contraband, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges, and either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
Your Honor, the state is requesting a no bond hold based on the fact that she has a significant history and continues to post bond and be released for pretrial services and then continues to fail to appear.
And we respectfully ask for a no bond here.
You'll be held without bond on this matter. There will be a hearing on that issue on June the 6th at 2:30. Preliminary hearing date's June the 11th at 1:30. No alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Ms. Willingham.
See another judgment chances.
I guess that concludes the category, Judge.
I think so. I don't have
May we
anything
be
else.
excused, Your Honor?